Long ago, in the beautiful kingdom of Hyrule, surrounded by mountains and forests as well as probably other things. Legends told of an omnipotent and omniscient golden power that resided in a hidden land that's not going to end well. Many people aggressively sought to enter the hidden golden land. But no one ever returned. One day, evil power began to flow from the golden land. Told you. So the king commanded 7 wise men to seal the gate to the land of the golden power. Sounds logical? That seal should have remained for all time. Of course it didn't, because otherwise you wouldn't have a plot. But when these events were obscured by the mist of time and became a legend, haven't heard of that one before. Zoom. A mysterious wizard known as A came to Hyrule to release the seal. He eliminated the good king of Hyrule. Sad face. Through evil magic, he began to make descendants of the 7 wise men vanish, one after another. You big meanie. And the time of destiny for Princess Zelda is drawing near. Not Zelda. Hi everyone, I am Mega400, and this is my next Let's Play. Let's play The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. This is my Zelda LP that I have been announcing, or have announced way back in the magical month of February. So it's almost been a whole year. I put it off partly because of other games I was going to do, and also because of schoolwork for like this past month. Anyway, we are getting context from Zelda. The wizard, again, as you saw in the title, or the intro, I can't speak or pronounce anything in this. I won't be able to pronounce anything in this game, so that's a disclaimer. Don't expect me to pronounce anything correctly in this game, because I can't. I won't be able to. So yeah, Zelda's in a dungeon, and my uncle, who they don't say he's my uncle, but he's my uncle, is going to go check it out. But of course, us being the bad pink-haired Link that we are, we're going to go and save for ourselves with our magic lamp. And yes, Link has pink hair. You can't argue it. You can say, oh, it's part of the hat. No, he has pink hair in this game. I believe there was a reason, probably because they didn't want the brown to mix with the green. I don't know, but he has pink hair. This is the only game he has pink hair, but he has pink hair. That's pink. Pink. But yeah, and I know I also said I was going to have like a little short introduction video or thing I was going to have, like an intro that I was going to work on. I never did get to that because I just was really busy and it wasn't going to work. I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to apply it, but don't worry, or not don't worry, but the concept that I had behind that I'm going to use probably on another project, but yeah, there's not going to be any introduction for every episode like I was originally thinking of doing. So this is one of my favorite Zelda games of all time. Oh, my uncle. There's no enemies in this area. How'd you even get hurt? Take my sword and shield. Cool. You can focus power in the blade and then release it by a secret technique by our people. Zelda is your... That better not end in your sister, because that plot point has already been used in another famous franchise. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite Zelda games of all time. Not my first, I technically did play the original Zelda, but it's the one I most fondly remember from my childhood past. And it's probably part of the reason why I'm not a big fan of Ocarina of Time, because as you'll probably find out from watching this if you've never seen this game before, Ocarina of Time took a lot from it, and not even just Ocarina of Time, but a lot of Zelda games. It's basic structure and a lot of elements. I mean, yeah, it's a Zelda game, and you know, Zelda, all the games have certain elements, but A Link to the Past added a lot to the franchise, more so from the original Zelda, the first Legend of Zelda, which was very basic and had a very basic plot. This one, of course, added much more to it. But it also added other elements, and a lot of those elements, such as a basic structure to the game, which I won't, because due to spoilers, I won't really go into at the moment, but they have been used throughout the entirety of a lot of later Zelda games. But this is definitely one of my favorites. I've always loved it, and it's got good gameplay. It's great in general. I know some people may thought I was going to do a different Zelda, maybe a 3D Zelda, and I may do another Zelda. Zelda is probably my favorite Nintendo franchise. I do like Mario a lot too, but Zelda games are probably my favorite. Ironic that I only have 2 Zelda games, or counting this, only 2 on my channel. But, you know, I probably will do some more in the future, because it really is a great franchise. And I'm really looking forward to, like, games like Skyward Sword. I hope they do freshen up the series a bit, though, because it is, you know, it's a bit stale, but, man, it's fun to play. So, yeah, so we're in Hyrule Castle. This is the iconic music of Hyrule Castle, and it's really the first game in which the castle actually appears, since, again, Zelda and Zelda 2 really didn't go into that at all. And we are here to save Princess Zelda. Princess Zelda is the princess of this kingdom, and her father, again, this is another game, the first game where the king actually appears. You know, this is the first game that gives structure to Hyrule. Hyrule and Zelda was just kind of, and Zelda 2 for that matter, was just kind of disoriented. There's no real logic behind it. In this game, though, there's a lot more logic behind what Hyrule is. Not as much as later games, of course, but there's more than, you know, the first 2, which I would hope there would be. Those were on the NES. So anyway, we got a boomerang. The boomerang is usually the item I like to have equipped to the B button, just because, or not B, I think it's Y. But usually the item I like to have equipped due to the fact that it doesn't cause any, like, if you have bombs, you could waste bombs by accident. That's why I usually have the boomerang, and it's useful to stunning enemies. But basically all you do is just use it and it stuns an enemy. Or throw it and it if it hits an enemy, it'll stun it. But yeah, we're in Hyrule Castle to rescue Princess Zelda because the wizard, Agaranga, Raga, Jaga, whatever, I'm never gonna be able to pronounce his name, is taking maidens who are related to the wise men, and getting rid of them because I think he's trying to break the seal. So we want to stop that. And here's technically the first boss of the game. He's about as bossy as bosses don't come. Technically more of a mini-boss. He's just this guy with a ball and chain. You just kill him, and you get the big key. Akin to the boss key in most Zelda games, the big key will open technically the boss door. There's not really, in a lot of the dungeons, there's no actual just a boss door. It's more of just a door that leads to where the boss is. And also opens the actual, some chests that have items in it. So anyway, Zelda, who I always thought looked like a nurse in her outfit. I know that's a tiara, but she kind of looks like a nurse for whatever reason. This is back when Zelda wore white as opposed to pink. So anyway, yeah, mentioned her father, but I thought her father was said in the intro to be dead. But, yeah, Zelda needs to escape. We need to save her, because if Zelda is captured by the wizard, the seal will be broken, and we don't want that, nor do we want Zelda to be taken away. Because, you know, she's the titular character. Even though Link technically should be, he does most of the work. Though Zelda, as female leads go, besides maybe Samus, Zelda is perhaps one of the most, helpful. I mean, there was a whole article in Nintendo Power. I didn't read it because I don't subscribe to Nintendo Power anymore. Ever since they were, I think USA is the new company or something. I don't know what the company was, but ever since they changed companies, they haven't been as good. Even before that, though. But they had a whole article when Spirit Tracks came out about Zelda in the past and how useful she was. And the pie chart they had, I believe it was a joke because they mentioned the cartoon and the animated cartoon. But it kind of upset me because they made Zelda seem like a worthless, unhelpful princess, when in a lot of the games she's very key. Not so much like these ones, but especially in the later games, she becomes really key and really important. Even if it's a small role, it's still a pretty important role considering she's the princess. And especially compared to her, like, Peach. Peach, who does the only game in which Peach is actually helpful is Paper Mario. And, yeah, Paper Mario, that's about it. Well, any of the RPGs, actually. But, yeah, that's it. That's the only games which she's actually helpful. I guess somewhat in, um, somewhat in the mainstream platforming games, but a lot less than Zelda. I think Zelda is quite more capable, because like with Zelda, she's not always captured at the beginning of the game. She might get captured later, but she's at least attempting to help. She's a lot more headstrong. Peach just kind of just sits there and waits for you to go get her. So do you have a light? Well, no, but we can ask the Koopa to borrow his. But no, I do have a lantern. Not that it really matters. You can technically navigate it without the... well, no, because I think the lantern automatically... there's a small bit of light that goes around you that automatically activates when you have the lantern. You can also use the lantern to light those things to brighten up the entire room. I guess we call them lamps or vats of ability to flame. I don't know. So yeah, these are the I guess you... not only catacombs, I guess you could call them catacombs of Hyrule Castle. We gotta go through here to get to the sanctuary, because if you watched Hunchback of Notre Dame, you'll know that the sanctuary, or if you just have logic in general, if you go to a sanctuary, it's safe. So as long as we get her there, she will be safe for life. And again, in Hunchback of Notre Dame, it wasn't safe near the end, but whatever. Here we have snakes, or technically these are ropes. In Zelda series, they call snakes ropes. Why not? I mean, I would use, you know, I guess maybe it's a pun of sorts, because, you know, you could use technically you could use a snake as a rope. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could. I really wouldn't recommend it, but you could. Grab some hearts. So yeah, this is my new project, and it's going to be starting alongside another one, which will be up tomorrow, and they will be updated simultaneously, or no, every other day. So like this is Monday, so this will be uploaded for this week, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the other project will be Tuesday and Thursday, and then next week it will switch off, similar to what I did with Echo and Chrono when I did those projects. So I'm looking forward to doing this game, and I hope you guys are also looking forward to watching me Let's Play this very fantastic game. If you haven't heard of it or haven't played it before, you can get it on the Virtual Console, as well as there's a Game Boy remake. And it's also on the Master Collection. No, actually it's not. It's the only game that's not on the Legend of Zelda Master Collection that came out for the GameCube. There's Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, the original Zelda, and Zelda 2, but this is the only game that wasn't on there, which was odd. You know, this is, in my opinion, most people say Ocarina of Time, but it's one of the essential Zelda games, and it wasn't included. It's probably too good for the Master Collection. We're almost nearing the Sanctuary, which will be a good thing, because once we get to the Sanctuary, we will be able to hopefully go on with our adventure. Not sure what to do, though. I mean, right now, our goal is to save the princess, and after that, I don't know. I'm assuming we'll find out when we get there. I mean, it's not like I've played this game before or anything. And there is a wall that is bombable. Unfortunately, you don't have bombs, but you can come back here later on if you want to bomb them. I think there's only rupees behind there, though, so it's not like you need to. But it would be nice if you wanted some extra rupees. Rupees being the currency of this game. And you use some pots. You can throw... Pots in this game are pretty useful for throwing at enemies. They can do quite a bit of damage, more so than I think your sword can at some points. But this is all the time I really have for this episode. Next time we will enter the Sanctuary. This has been Mega for 400, and we don't pull the right switch to be able to get into the Sanctuary. So this has been Mega for 400, reminding you that Zelda is awesome.